Is it working now? Can you hear me now? Okay. I am in a, look, I'm in this box right here. This is the box. Oh, not that hand, this hand. This is the box I'm in. Hey, this is John K. Airtoast. Cool. I don't know what happened, but Streamlabs OBS was being weird because earlier, overzealous camera. Hey, I'm Kay. Streamlabs was being weird earlier when it wouldn't find my camera, and then I unplugged it, like closed it down, plugged it back in, unplugged it twice. Then I texted someone about it, like, can't get my camera to work. Oh, it wouldn't focus too. Wouldn't focus. Tried to fix it, got it to focus, wouldn't be recognized by Streamlabs 2 times, unplugged it, put it back in. Hey, Matt Thomas, where you been? Texted someone complaining, and then tried again, and it worked. I don't know what's happening. Probably gremlins. But here we are. Now you can hear me. Welcome to Storytime with Gwendolyn After Dark. I'm going to read a story. It's going to be great. I see a lot of our classics are here hanging out. Nice to see everybody. Level Up with Louie, I had to go into the settings for the mic, and because I've got the mixer sounds. It's got desktop audio 2, mic auxiliary, and my webcam. And it's always the mic auxiliary, but I had to go into the settings to be like, hey, this is what this is. And it was like, oh, you want me to do that? Like normal? Like I always do all the time? What's your Club of Gwendolyn? What's that, Broodman? Oh, thanks also for the great job. So sometimes we talk a lot and sometimes we don't, and that is weird. Whatever, I'm hyper, doesn't matter. Everyone take a drink of your drink. What happy place is this Gwendol sitting? It's a surprise. You will probably maybe find out at some point. I don't know. Yeah, thanks. This is Jonk. I love that you do that. Okay, well, if you're new, welcome. If you are here, this is the swirly chair. So I'm going to do a lot of like reorienting myself. If you're new, welcome. Welcome to the Gwendolyn Show, Storytime After Dark. It's where I read a vintage pulp fiction story and we drink. And we get Gwendol Crunk. If you're not new, welcome back. If you have not yet, please go like my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. And if you feel like throwing $1 or $2 into my virtual tip basket, you can do so via PayPal or Ko-fi. All of the links to all 4 of those things are below this video if you scroll down. Got it. Okay. I like the liquor bottle background too. It's very inspiring for everything. It's basically my life. Inspiring for my life. Yeah, I do have you guys. What is what is happening? Oh, you guys, it's the shop fairy. I can't even see the shop fairy. It's a,
I'm sorry, was I not supposed to drink that? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Is that a fact?
No, it's fine. It's fine, shop fairy.
You got friends or they say
No, you can't. Yeah, they can see you. Okay. All right. Shot dragon fairy. Okay. That was a shot of caffeine. I guess that
you gotta earn them here.
I have to earn my shots. Good thing I poured one in advance.
Oh, son of a...
Okay, I'm gonna do this for a shot. If you want to do a shot, take a swig of your shot. No, you know it's my shot. If you want to take a swig of your shot, do it now. If you don't want to, don't. But I'm gonna need it. Everyone take a swig of your shot. Okay. I'm really glad that I used the bathroom before this.
Me too. Why do I smell ammonia?
You're fine. You say, just have this cloth and just smell it.
Oh.
Okay.
Gwendol stunk.
Gwendol. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Bon Josie, where the hell were you? Oh no, you can watch it. You'll see. I'm sure. Oh, hey Daisy, Dragon Shop Fairy. Wild Ride says if there's Blantons here, we can pass it through the screen.
Oh no, it's all mine.
It's all hers. She licked it. You don't want it.
Yep, I licked it, and then I drank it, and then I reconstituted it. I'm like a civet.
A civet?
Yeah, it's that
that animal?
Yeah, maybe there's those it's that it's like, I forget. Okay, yeah. So there's like I like these. I can read the comments. Okay, so yeah. I think a civet is like it's like a way to get fancy coffee through an animal, and it's processes, not like actor creative processes, but it's biological processes.
But you get coffee through an animal?
Yeah, someone's got to look it up. I bet Wild Ride's going to give us fun facts about it. Let's be honest. He's going to get the history of poop. Oh yeah, coffee poops out.
Coffee poop. What?
Coffee poop cat. Oh man. Coffee cat. I'll be good.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. Civet cat coffee. Poop that's so weird. Monkeys poo coffee beans. What are you talking? Okay, listen. It's getting cray in here. I don't know if you feel it. I'm gonna read this story. Maybe I won't get through it. Then you'll have to turn in next time, because who knows what's gonna happen.
Maybe the story will go through you, and you'll poop coffee.
That's science. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Sorry, not sorry, Bon Josie. The cat eats the coffee beans, poops it, and then it's processed and roasted.
Yeah. See? It's disturbing, but it's yep.
That checks out with you?
Yeah, checks out.
Oh.
Good job, everybody.
Okay. This story is called A Knife in the Night. It's by Robert Forbes, and it's copyright 1939. We'll see how far we get through it. Yeah. It's $100 to buy cat poop coffee? Just buy the cat.
You gotta feed it.
But you feed it coffee, which you already have.
I don't know the full process.
I don't want to know the full process. Okay, knife in the visa. Words are hard. Everyone take a drink of your drink.
Done.
She just has a straw like attached to the side of her mouth. She's got talent. Yeah. I can't even read. I can't.
I'm just off to the side watching you. I'm like gargoyle.
She is off to the side watching me. You want to see? Yes, you do. She's just sitting down there.
I get to sit here. I don't watch it.
Okay. Good thing I'm not reading Shakespeare. And I have to be serious for that stuff.
Oh, no.
Right?
I gotta rethink my career choices.
Daisy has to be super serious for Shakespeare. All right, A Knife in the Night has a beautiful italicized introduction before. Let me thanks Level Up with Louie for your confidence. A knife in the night. The knife is the oldest man-made weapon. First came the casual rock picked up off the ground, then a broken branch used as a club. Then some ingenious caveman chipped a sharp piece of flint, which became the first knife. No doubt that first knife killed men as well as animals, and ever since knives of flint, of bronze, of iron, and steel have had a subtle personality of their own. Knives hold a terror that belongs to no other weapon, especially when they strike of their own accord without the aid of human hands, as did A Knife in the Night. Dun, dun, dun.
Foreboding!
That's true. Why, I will not read it in the Baby Bear voice. I don't even remember how that Baby Bear voice goes. It's been so long. Anyway, Dr. Albert Klein held up the folded sheet of paper he had taken from the envelope and turned to his guest. "Do you believe in magic, Oliver?" he asked. His plump friend, Oliver Dace, looked up from his third breakfast egg. Separately, eaten separately, I'm quite sure. Certainly, he replied. I mean black magic, voodoo magic, the doctor explained. His guest looked inquisitive, but did not stop eating. Priorities. There are a lot of different kinds of magic, he said between mouthfuls, and I believe in all of them. Only some more than others, naturally. What brings the subject up? I believe in all the magics, too. That's also me. We're invited to hear an expert on primitive black magic tonight, Professor Cohn of the Anthropology Department at Queen's College. He returned a few months ago from an expedition to Africa. Oliver Dace polished off the egg and then started on the last slice of toast. The one you were telling me about? He asked. The one who was adopted when he was a boy by this Madame Fage. It's F-A-G-E, and I have a really hard time pronouncing it, and so I'm going to just say Fage, or because I want to say Fage, but there's an E at the end. And words are dumb. Everyone take a drink of your drink.
Look, oh, it's so good. Oh.
Daisy's fully participatory.
That's my stripper name.
Fully participatory. Madame Fage, Dr. Klein nodded. She was a wealthy society woman at the time. Now she's still wealthy, but no longer society. She's made herself the most disliked woman in this little town, but those who are invited to the affairs that she throws off, that when she shows off Professor Cohn always go. Wait a minute. Oh, they always go. You know, when it's in the middle of, and you have to turn the page, hard. The man is a great showman, and they're always entertaining. He's given us some pretty scary stuff at times. She's my best patient, incidentally. Oh, she's healthy enough in spite of her age, but likes to imagine that she's sick. Always afraid she's on the point of dying, which I must admit many people wish she would. That's rude. Carbonation. That is a rude thing to say about someone. Oh, hold on.
You're supposed to just think
Carbonation. Yeah, you're supposed to just think it with your inside your head voice. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Oliver finished the toast and contentedly lit a cigarette. So he had 3 eggs for breakfast and then a whole bunch of toast, and then he started smoking. 1939. You've got a grand cook, Albert, he interrupted. I think I'll stay with you a while. What were you saying about Cohn? Cohn, Dr. Klein remarked, getting his hat and bag, might wish she would really catch one of the fatal illnesses she's always imagining is coming on. She finances his expeditions for the reflected glory they bring her. Otherwise, she keeps the purse strings tight. Oh, because she adopted him. Like, adopted in real... I missed that part both times that I read the story the first time. I was like, why is she just spending money on this dude? Just needs a shot. You're right, tax that duck. You got it. If he were a little less intelligent, I'd have looked for him to try his hand at eliminating her before now. But he knows he'd be suspected if anything went wrong, so he takes good care of her. Then you'd like to attend tonight? There's the invitation. Well, that's weird that he's like, this guy will probably kill her. Who says that? His plump guest picked up the invitation from the table and read, Professor Natsoff Cohn will speak on his recent investigation of death worship in Africa. That I should like to hear. You may not have faith in magic. It happens that I do. That was Oliver that said that. I didn't say Cohn can do magic, Dr. Klein said testily, his hat and coat on, his hand on the doorknob. Though for all I know, maybe he can. All right, I'll phone to say I'm bringing you. Looks like it's blowing up a storm, he remarked as he opened the door and let in a gust of wind. Then there's a page break. No, death worship. Everyone take a drink of your drink. There's a page break, and then they repeat the same phrase. By evening, the wind had blown up a storm. Awkward, weird writing. It's okay. My book smells delicious. The night was dark and warm and sultry, with lightning flashing in sheets near the horizon. The first drops of rain fell as Dr. Klein, with Oliver Dace beside him, drove up the gravel driveway of the Fage house. It was a low, dark building, squatting like a spider among spindly pines, and the inside was scarcely more cheerful. Oliver decided... Oh, it was a big, long sentence. And the inside was scarcely more cheerful, Oliver decided, gazing speculatively around him as he stood in the rear of a big, dimly lit living room.
Sorry about that. I was trying to hold him in.
Everyone take a drink of your drink.
By the way, I can't log into Twitch on my phone.
Oh, no.
So I have no idea what's going on in your world.
Oh no.
Part of your world. I'm good.
Thank you. Good, I'm glad. Okay. Oh, he stood near the rear of a big, dimly lit living room. He had been introduced briefly to Professor Natsov Khan, who had shaken hands.
What was that? Professor Nutsov?
Natsov.
Not Nutsov?
Not Natsov.
Okay.
Natsov. Natzof.
You say so.
I do say so. Who had shaken hands with cold and aloof disinterest, and to Madame Fage, who had gushed over him when Dr. Klein toyed What? Stop. Not like that. Not like she's old.
Oh, hey! Anyone?
Eratos, the first one that you said. I just don't know how to pronounce it good. I am bad. Yeah, everyone, Wild Ride's right. Everyone juice up Daisy's coffee so she can get a new phone that logs into Twitch. Hey, Tom, you're just in time. You haven't missed anything. I'm reading a story called A Knife in the Night, and basically we've met two of the guys, Dr. Albert Klein and Oliver Dice, and they're going to this house to see Natsov Khan talk about death worship from Africa. That's as far as we've gotten. Everyone take a drink of your drink. I'm going to need a lot more drinks. Whew. Hawaii, I'm sure you think we should recap the Daisy antics. The thing is, I don't know if we can... Daisy's here! She made it!
I did it! I read it on my phone.
She made it. Yes, I have, Tom, to fill you in, I have a different shot fairy today, and her name is Daisy O'Danny. She's sitting on the floor, awkwardly watching me.
I haven't earned a chair.
Nope, she hasn't. She did have one. It got taken away. Because she drank the shot she was supposed to bring me. So.
My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. So that's where we're at. Daisy will have to answer that. I don't remember. I mean, I've been saying it I don't know. Okay, so they're in this house and they met him, and then, Dr. Klein toyed lightly with the truth by calling him my very distinguished friend from New York. Of course you've heard of him, Oliver Dace, the famous writer and traveler. If it had been the right note to take with the old lady. Since they had arrived late, a case having kept the doctor busy until the last moment, introductions to the others had been deferred. There were 10 or a dozen more guests, and they were huddled as for company in a nervous little group at the other end of the room. The group was dominated by Natsov Khan, a tall man with a dead white face and a hawk's nose set between two deep-set eyes. Khan was standing beside the little old woman, Madame Fage, whatever. Madame F. I can't say Madame F word. That's not good either.
Say Fage.
Fage. Thank you,
Fancy.
She's fancy. She's French.
She's a madame.
She is a madame. Withered and witch-like in a black dress and high white lace collar, her shrunken hand resting heavily on a chair arm, was talking in a shrill, high-pitched voice, imperiously addressing them all at once, letting no one's attention stray. And dear Natsov has some of the most thrilling things to tell you. Oliver gazed around the room. It was paneled in dark wood that soaked up most of the faint light from the 2 or 3 lighted wall lamps. A dozen or so chairs of a varied pattern, but all old, were arranged before a small white screen, and a table held a moving picture projector. A servant in dingy livery, moving like a shadow about the room, finished arranging the chairs for the little audience. A woman in white, evidently a nurse, entered and took a seat quietly at the rear of the room. Oliver's... Hey, Flambosh, did you just get here? Okay, so Flambosh, this is what's happening, is that I'm reading this story called A Knife in the Night, and I'm only like 3 pages in, and I've been reading for what feels like forever. And there's a guy named Albert Klein, he's a doctor, and there's a guy named Oliver Dace, he's not a doctor, and they're friends, and they're going to go to see Professor Natsov Khan, and talk about death worship from Africa at Madame Fage's house, and she's old. Got it? Everyone take a drink of your drink. Yay! Shop, and also there's a shop.
Make me!
Okay, all right. Okay, I know that.
Take a shot!
All right. What the hell was that? 3151.
Yes, all is going to plan.
The shot fairy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. And they're knots off con. Knots off. Not nuts off.
Con!
No, it's not spelled like con either. But I don't know how to pronounce it. They put weird names. Why couldn't you?
Again, spell
Kohn.
Wait, but what's the Nats off?
Natzof.
And then what? Oh.
Kohn.
So I was trying to type on my phone connected to matzah.
I think that I started pronouncing it cone and then started pronouncing it con, and I don't know why. It's the same guy. Okay. Chairs, servant, nurse, rear of the room. Daisy laughed. Oliver saw Dr. Klain whisper to the old woman, and immediately she turned to Professor Kohn. I don't know which one I'm going to say. Yeah, that's off Kohn, but 2 words. There's a space after the F.
Not for me.
Where am I? What day is this? No one knows. I think we can begin now, the tall man said in a voice low but vibrant, which I cannot do, low but vibrant. The little knot of people hastily untied itself. The dozen or so townsfolk, stoutish women and baldish men, stumbled into seats. Dr. Klain rejoined his friend. I told her, he chuckled, not to overtax her strength. That's the only way to keep her quiet. As he sat down beside Dace in the last row of chairs, he indicated the people in front of them. The cream of Queen City society, he said, the ones she always invites. There's the mayor and his wife, the local banker and his. That large and solemn man is chief of police Hoff. The room was expectantly silent now, and in the silence the rumble of thunder outside was loud. Professor Kohn assisted Madame Faget into a large armchair, then faced them all. But vibrant.
Oh, that said, there's a heck of a delay. Like 3 minutes ago, there was a voice that was low but vibrant.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, it's not.
No, I just looked up. It's not that it just appeared. I just looked up and saw it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
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 I'm sorry, but I'm vibrant. But vibrant.
You had to pay extra for that. In the silence, the rumble of thunder outside was loud. Professor Kohn assisted. Oh, I said that already. It gives me great pleasure. That's not how he talks. Everyone take a drink of your drink.
That's how he talks now. You made a choice. Yes, and.
It gives me great pleasure, he said in his voice a note of sardonic contempt that went over the heads of his audience, to exhibit to my friends the interesting things which I happened upon in my research among savage tribes. He paused to smile as if at some thought of his own, then continued. On this last trip I penetrated... No.
The rear?
No. Into some little-known tribes on the west coast of Africa. The trip did not prove of major importance, it is true. Nats off, the little old woman shrilled. Yes, Madame Faget? Nats off, that trip cost me $10,000. Do you dare stand up there now and say it did not prove of major importance? Professor Kohn smiled, but his eyes were unreadable. Madame Faget, he murmured, I was about to add that I feel sure a further study of that territory will reveal something highly important. Humph! Humph. Spelled it out. Another expedition on my money, I suppose. I trust, Kohn said silkily, that your generosity will make it possible for me to continue my work. Perhaps, Madame Faget snapped, and perhaps not. Kohn bowed slightly and continued. We landed at the coast and made our way inland. He continued with his talk, but Oliver Dace found he was not listening to the words. He was studying the man himself. Kohn Kuhn's voice was rich and vibrant and perfectly modulated. In a few deft words he had painted such a setting of African night with drums beating in the distance and unknown horrors lurking in the dark that the rest of his listeners, to judge by their expressions, were almost literally there. Cohn might have been an actor, playing upon the emotions of his audience, and gradually Oliver began to wonder if that were not exactly what he was doing. In that dim room, occasionally lit by the reflection of lightning through the drawn shades, his voice ran through the muttering and grumbling of the thunder with hypnotic insistence. The religion of these villagers is a worship of death, he was saying, his eyes bright and unwinking as he stared at his little audience. These savages visualize death as an actual devil. To die is to pass over into land ruled by him. The tension that built up in the room was electric. It was an actual relief when the spell was broken by Madame Faget's shrill, frightened voice. Natsoff! Natsoff, stop this instant! She cried. Like so many useless people, Klain whispered to Oliver, she dreads the thought of dying. She cannot stand to have death even mentioned. I am sorry, Khan apologized. I was forgetting the subject is unpleasant to you, Madame Faget. What? Someone said, oh my God, Daisy O'Danny. What did you say? Did you?
It's so long ago at this point.
I know, but I have to catch up.
Step on a tomato. You're in my house.
I tried to write boogie woogie tension for electric tension.
Yeah, but you did boogie woohoo tension.
Yeah, that was iPhone.
That was iPhone's fault. Bad iPhone. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Flimbosh, I think you're right. There's a cat.
Oh no. Now it's the shot, kitty. Everybody give a drink to your cat. Oh, yeah. Oh, take the edge off, kitty. There you go. Oh.
She says no.
Oh, yeah.
What a night. Thanks for being here, you guys. Be sure to talk about this in the future so everyone feels bad that they weren't here.
Share it with your therapist.
Share it with your therapist. Post it anonymously on Whisper. So she hates death. Madame Faget is useless and she is scared of death. I'm sorry. Cohn apologized. I was forgetting the subject is unpleasant to you, Madame Faget. You were not, Natsoff, the old lady shrilled at him. You were deliberately frightening me. Professor Cohn shook his head gently in a malicious gleam with it. Oh, gosh. Cat was out of the corner of my eye. Daisy's over there. Hey, in a fantasy, did you just get here? Okay, everyone take a drink of your drink. Hey, Tofka. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what, Tofka? If you never stop drinking, then you don't get a hangover. So there's that. Okay. All right. Thanks, In a Fantasy. These videos are going to be left on Twitch for 2 weeks, so you can always rewatch them as well, too, also. Okay. So where am I? What day? You were deliberately frightening me, is what Madame Faget says. Tofka, get an Uber. Yeah, Kat agrees with me. Professor Cohn shook his head gently, a malicious gleam in his eyes. I am sorry, he repeated. I will show the motion pictures of the trip now. I don't care what you do, Natsoff, she snapped. I'm going to bed now, but don't think you've frightened me away. You haven't. I'm just tired, and in the morning I shall certainly have something to say to you. Cohn nodded. Nurse, he said. The woman in the nurse's uniform appeared from the rear of the room. Professor Cohn took hold of one of the old woman's arms and helped her from the chair. The nurse took her other arm, and together they assisted her from the room. Oliver watched them cross the hall and enter a room on the far side, a dimly lit room, the interior of which showed for a brief moment before the door closed. The little audience stirred. Isn't he thrilling? A woman whispered excitedly. He simply terrifies me. We can all picture that woman, can't we? Can all picture that woman.
I am.
Yeah, you are.
In the rear.
But vibrate. Cat, what do you need?
Can they hear the cat?
I don't know. Can you guys hear the cat? I don't know. They've all stopped talking. They've all left me. No, they have no. Oh, yes. Oh, yep. They can hear the cat. Olive, you're part of the show now.
Actually, one person just says, I hear them. So if it's meowing, then listen. If it's voices, listen. But, journal about it before you do anything that the voices tell you.
Yeah, don't do the things that the voices tell you unless it's to drink your shots.
And is anyone surprised that I have a cat that is obnoxious? Yeah, no.
Gwendolyn Kitty. Hey, Monroe Max. Nice to see ya. Eritos, I hear voices all the time, especially when I'm at Daisy's house. So you're going into her bedroom is off the room they're having this in, and that's weird to me. And then Oliver turned to Dr. Klain. Something is happening, Albert, he said, which I do not understand. Klain looked puzzled. What do you mean? He asked. Professor Cone is talking gibberish. No religion such as he is describing exists. I believe he is deliberately trying to frighten these people. But why? The doctor asked, unless it's a joke. I do not think it is a joke, but I may be wrong. We can only wait and see. Carbonation.
Ah, my face.
Sorry. You're in the splash zone.
It's all right, I love it. It's like an ocean breeze.
Hawaii, I was also woefully unprepared for this as well, too, also. They had not heard him enter, but they knew Professor Cone was in the room by the sudden silence. Oliver looked up. Cone was smiling down at them. Doctor, he said softly, Madame Faget wants to see you. Could you step in? He took his place in the front of the room again. Klain, with a muttered word to Oliver, slipped out. I am sorry Madame Faget had to leave us, the tall man apologized. She insists you all remain, however. Coffee and cake will be served presently. Or I can stop the lecture now if you're bored. There were protests from his audience. Do tell us some more, gushed the woman Oliver had heard claiming to be terrified. We're all simply thrilled. The professor smiled and took an object from a box on the table. If you insist, he said agreeably. Now here. He turned the object to the light. Steel flashed. Here is a rare ceremonial knife. I estimate its scientific value at several $1,000s. It is one of the only two of its kind ever to be brought out of Africa. The other I have presented to Madame Faget. The audience was properly impressed, and Oliver Dace heard the women murmuring among themselves. Cone handed the knife to the nearest man, who hastily passed it back to Oliver. Oliver turned the weapon over curiously. It had a wooden handle and a long, hard steel blade nearly a foot long, wide and heavy. Obviously of European manufacture, he guessed it to be a trading knife of early days. Native workmen had embellished it with crude designs. Oliver, glancing away from the knife, saw the door to Madame Faget's bedroom open. Dr. Klain came out, followed by the nurse. She closed the door behind her, and they both came in and took seats in the living room. We've gotten the old lady to bed, Klain whispered as he slipped into a seat beside Oliver. I gave her a strong sedative. Her nerves were badly shaken up. Between the storm and Cone's little talk, we can have more light now that Madame Faget has retired, Cone interrupted himself to remark, because the dimness, of course, is because strong light hurts her eyes. He stepped to the wall and snapped the switch. More wall light sprang on, partly relieving the gloom. Then he stepped back to his place and picked up the knife Oliver had returned to the table. I hope no one will accuse me of being theatrical in choosing a night such as this to invite you all here, he said pleasantly, his teeth gleaming. But the truth is, thunderstorms are greatly feared by the Dambonji savages. Dambongi. Don't know. In a fantasy, I like that too. When a witch doctor has placed the curse of death upon a victim, he waits until a thunderstorm is brewing, then he places one of the knives where the victim will find it. It is superstition that death walks abroad, unseen, when a storm is raging. Death approaches the man the witch doctor has cursed, and causes him to drive the blade into his own chest. Death then takes the spirit back to the land of shadows where the storm is over. He paused to smile again, and the smile was sinister. But some of the natives, he went on, believe that the knife itself is given power by the witch doctor's magic, power to move itself from its hiding place and to plunge itself into the victim's chest with no human hand touching it. They call it a devil knife and insist that an evil force enters the blade and resides there. You may laugh if you wish, but I myself have seen strange things. A terrific crash of thunder interrupted him. The lights flickered and almost went out. Oliver Dace saw the man ahead of him start violently, and some woman uttered a little scream. Oliver's lips were tight. What the man was saying was pure invention, and Oliver could not fathom his purpose. And then suddenly he knew, for he saw the nurse cross the room hurriedly and enter Madame Faget's bedroom, no doubt to see if the lightning bolt had frightened the old woman. An instant after the nurse entered the room, she screamed. Oliver was the first man into the room, and he saw why she had screamed. Crumpled on the floor beside her narrow bed, the wooden handle and half the blade of a great knife standing straight up from her breast, was the body of Madame Faget.
Oh, boom, boom, boom!
Sound effects. Everyone take a drink of your drink.
Oh, God. It does nothing.
Hey, Harvard girl. Yeah, math homework. Thank you, Wild Ride. Thank you, Airtos, for the dramatics. I'm just scrolling back up to see if anyone said anything that I needed to say. Spawns? What are you talking about? That's fine. Okay. Ooh, fill to the cello section. I like that. I gotta train Daisy to play the cello. She plays other stuff real good.
Yeah.
No one had entered that room since the nurse and Dr. Clane had left, or Oliver would surely have seen them. But there the old woman lay, curled where she had fallen beside the bed, half the bedclothes draped over her as she pulled them with her as she fell, her hands convulsively grasping about the knife. So the cat meows like all the time, but she will not tell us what she wants. Like, I'll be petting her and then she's still meowing at me. Same with Daisy.
Ow. Bourbon.
Oh yeah, Daisy wants bourbon. That's true. White-faced, the nurse clung to Oliver's arm. Dr. Clane stooped over the body. She was alive when I left her, the nurse gasped. I'm sure of that, Oliver said soothingly. We do not doubt you. Dr. Clane rose from his examination of the dead woman and looked at them, at the terrified nurse, at Oliver Dace, pink-cheeked and perplexed, at Professor Natsoff Cohn, who was quite calm, and at Chief of Police Hoff, that large and solemn...
I made you a Professor Cohn.
Professor Cohn.
Yeah, took a while, but...
It did. It took a sec, but I got
it. Worth
it. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Professor Cohn. So now you guys have a visual. You have a visual representation of what to see when I say his name. Cohn. And the chief of police, Hoff, the large and solemn gentleman who Clane had pointed out earlier to Oliver, was wide-eyed and pale. The rest had been herded back into the living room. Dead, Clane said. The blade reached her heart. I didn't know I had to go all the way in to reach her heart or something. Someone, Chief Hoff said thickly, got into the room while we were listening to the professor. No one, Oliver Dace said quietly, entered the room after the nurse left. I was sitting where I could see the door the entire time. She was alive when I left her, Nurse Minor repeated hysterically. She spoke to me. She said... No one doubts you, Miss Minor, Cohn interrupted pleasantly. So now all of a sudden, they talked about the nurse, and now all of a sudden they're using her name, and her name is Minor. Her last name is Minor. But I don't know why they didn't just say that her name was Minor in the beginning, the first time they said the nurse. Weird.
I know why.
Why?
Because this story is like, it's culturally problematic, and it's womanly problematic. It's old and dated, and that's why we drink when we read it.
Yeah, everyone take a drink of your drink.
So nurses getting names.
Nurses getting names. Chief Hoff looked all around the room. It was a large square chamber, papered in a flower design. The furniture was old and ugly. 2 windows looked south, 2 east. All were prevented from opening more than 6 inches, top or bottom, by strong brass check chains, and the east windows, down which rain was pouring, were closed and locked. You're sure? Hoff asked Dace uncertainly. You're sure that no one came in through the door? Positive, Oliver told him. Chief Hoff had lost his ruddy color. He wiped his brow. But the windows? He suggested almost appealingly. Oliver shook his head. Obviously impossible. Gosh, the chief muttered, dabbing at his brow again. I think it's safe to say no one could have entered the room in any possible manner between the time Nurse Minor left it and the time she returned, Cohn remarked calmly. No.
Sorry, I'm still looking on camera. There's no magic. There's no
Someone wanted a cone shot fairy.
Oh my god. Oh, you taped it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could have.
It's still good.
Okay, thank you.
It has my epithelials.
Yeah, but I don't know what that means.
Like skin parts.
You said that right when I swallowed.
Sorry.
Everyone, take a drink of your drink. Okay. This is burning a lot of calories.
Hold on. Drink your booze away. Doubles for another day. Let the whiskey stay. Down a Fraggle shot. Pour your cares away. Drink all early in the day. The shot fairy is cray. Cause it's a Fraggle cone. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wild Ride.
Yeah, Wild Ride. You got it.
There's also my stripper name.
Which?
Wild Ride, but with a Y.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, no, what? Yeah. Okay. Now I lost my place again. Oh yeah, police chief, Minor left. No one human. No one human came in the room. It was Nurse Minor who gasped out the exclamation. Dr. Klein wheeled on her sharply. Now, Miss Minor, he warned, don't let yourself get jumpy. Don't get cocky. But, the nurse wailed, but if no one... That will do, Miss Minor, the doctor said authoritatively, and the woman was silent.
Madame, oh, good. Good.
Finally.
That's helpful.
Finally. Yeah. At least you didn't slap her. Sometimes they slap her.
Did you?
Well, nope.
Did you? I mean, did you?
High five. Okay, great. Okay, cool.
Not Wilder Ride.
No. Madame Faget looked very shriveled and ancient in the glare of the lights. The knife had penetrated through her nightdress and into her chest. A stain of crimson surrounded it. Is that the knife you gave Madame Faget? Oliver asked Cone. It is. She wanted it. I imagined because it's valuable. Cat agrees. Cat's got timing. She kept it on the stand beside her bed, Nurse Minor said faintly. Once she waved it at me because I wasn't fast enough. That wasn't nice. It's not what you do. You don't point knives at people. That's what I learned when I was a kid.
Yeah, you throw them.
Yeah, you throw them.
You, like, hold my tip and throw them.
Hold them by the tip. Chief Hoff started around the room suddenly, rapping on the walls and stamping on the floor. He completed the circuit of the room and returned. I was looking for a secret panels or a trap door, he told them stubbornly. I have never heard of any in this house, Cone said with amusement. Why is he amused? Suspicious. Chief Hoff turned to Oliver Dace. Look, he said, I ain't joking. She could have been killed by something that shoots daggers through the window, or out of a panel in the wall like I read about in books. Professor Natsoff-Cone smiled. My dear Chief, he said, books and life are entirely different matters. If such a thing were possible, there would be some evidence of it. There is none. The chief gazed at the unbroken paper of the walls, the unmarred plaster of the ceiling, and looked flustered. Then she committed suicide, he blurted out. He's not a very good police chief. Like, he's very awkward in this whole thing, and you'd think that he'd be like, another dead person, another day on the job. But he's not. Nothing gets past Daisy. No, nothing. Nothing in a fantasy. That's the thing about Daisy. Everyone take a drink of your drink.
Oh, God.
You can do it, Daisy. I believe in you. Dr. Klein shot a perplexed glance at Oliver. It is possible, he admitted reluctantly. The knife was heavy. She could have driven it into her heart without difficulty, and then in her dying struggles have fallen from the bed. Then I think it should be obvious that is the answer, Cone said, shrugging. The knife unfortunately handy, her nerves on edge, a hysterical impulse, and there you are. Perhaps so, Oliver Dace replied. I find it hard to believe. Cone smiled. If she was alone, and she did not commit suicide, you have an absurd alternative that she was not killed by her human hands. We're never going to get through this book.
We need eagles to fly us.
Yeah.
But not all the way to the end of the book, just like most of the way.
Just most of the way. I just skipped to the last page.
So we can see the end from a mountain.
Yeah. Behold your event. Her Daisy.
Wait.
Everyone take a drink.
Look away, Marion.
Oliver started to speak, but before he could speak, Nurse Minor covered her mouth with a handkerchief and promptly fainted. After the nurse had been lifted to a chair and revived, Chief Hoff, without looking at Professor Cone, said loudly, "I say she committed suicide." Still not looking at the tall, pale man, the chief addressed him. "Cone," he said, "how much you had to do with this, I don't know. Maybe that's what you said this evening that had something to do with it, but maybe not. Maybe you scared her into killing herself, or maybe, but never mind that. Anyway, she committed suicide. That's going to be my report. And now I'm leaving, and I ain't coming back." He's a bad police chief.
Is that really?
Yeah.
You didn't make any of that?
I didn't make any of that up. No, he's a bad police chief. He should get fired.
As long as I'm loud and as long as I'm firm, I'm right.
I'm going to write it down, suicide, and I'm not coming back here.
Well, I think she was crazy
in the 30s.
I'm not trying any.
Everyone take a drink of your drink. Professor Cone bowed. "I assure you that I am desolate over the occurrence." No, he's not, because he's been smiling and amusedly the whole freaking time. He said unctuously, which I was going to look up, but I didn't look up that word. Opening the door for the heavy man, Chief Hoff strode through it. Cone gave the others an enigmatic glance and followed him. "I am immeasurably shaken by this tragic occurrence, my friends," they heard him saying. Oliver Dace closed the door. "Now," he said sternly, "we may search for the truth. Nurse Minor, do you feel strong enough to do something for me?" "Well, I'll try," the nurse said quaveringly. "Can you go into the living room and fetch me the other knife and do it so Cone won't notice you?" Nurse Minor quivered. "Do I have to?" she asked. "I'm so afraid of knives." She's a nurse and she's afraid of knives.
And the Cone sees everything.
And the Cone sees everything. I'm not making direct eye contact with it. Exactly. Who got bingo? Hey, Silver Dragon, did you just get here? Because just let me know. And then I'll tell you what's happening. It's not the shot Cone, it's the Professor Cone. He's the character in the book. Okay, so this is a story called what is it called? A Knife in the Night. And they're all at Madame Faget's house because she brought this professor guy, Cone, who was just in Africa studying death religions, back to talk about it and make everybody scared. It's during a thunderstorm, so everybody's scared. And then Madame Faget is like, "I'm scared of death. I'm leaving." And so she goes to her bedroom, which is right off the living room, which is kind of scary. Or not scary. It's kind of weird. And then the nurse goes in there a little while later, and then she's dead. Not the nurse, the Madame Faget is dead. And this knife fell into her chest. And they're like, "Oh, what happened? It's a suicide." And so the two main characters, Dr. Albert Klein and Oliver Dace, are going to get to the bottom of it maybe. But there was a police chief there, and he got all nervous, and then he left because he's a crap police chief and needs to get fired. And then Natsoff Cone is this weird guy. I imagine him that he kind of looks like Nandor from What We Do in the Shadows. If you guys have seen it, he's tall and like pale face and this dark hair. Totally, right? Yeah, and also there's a shop fairy here, and she's cray. Everyone take a drink of your drink.
And don't forget the cat.
Mm. Oh, yeah, there it is. And there's a very vocal kitty in here.
This cat is. Oh, that's wrong.
That's this cat.
That's her.
There she is. She doesn't like. Hi. I know. Hi. Yeah, I know.
That was the kitty bumping into my shot glass. I apologize. That was the problem. Everything's good.
Everything's fine. I know. The kitty was like, "Don't put me down. This is too high up." And Nurse Minor's, she's going to go. So there's two of these knives. One is killed Madame Faget, and one is on the table in the living room. And so Dr. Klein was like, no, Oliver Dace was like, "Hey, nurse that just fainted, can you get the other knife?" And she's like, "I'm afraid of knives." But she's going to do it anyway. Okay. "It is necessary," he said. "All right," Nurse Minor said unhappily and went out. "Oliver," Dr. Klein demanded as the nurse left, "what do you really think?" Oliver Dace shook his head briefly, frowning. "I confess I'm puzzled," he said. "Only this I am sure of. Madame Faget did not kill herself. Oh, and also no one else could get into the room to kill her, so I don't know. What am I not?
The room where they killed her. The room where they killed her. The room where they killed her.
Oliver," the doctor protested, "surely you don't think that." "Albert," his friend asked, "don't you believe Cone was responsible for this death?" "Well," the doctor admitted, "yes, I'm sure he planned it, but by indirection, psychological suggestion. As for anything else, well, of course the thought is nonsense." Maybe, Oliver answered absently. A timid knock sounded at the door. Oliver opened it. Nurse Minor, shivering, thrust at him the second knife. Take it, she chattered. I'm afraid. Oliver took the heavy blade from her. Thank you, Miss Minor. Now you had better go back to your room. I'll take you back to town with me pleasantly. What does all that mean? She has a room? She has a room in the house, but Oliver's going to take her back to town? But doesn't she live at the house? And where is he going to take her in town? Oliver doesn't even live there. He's staying at Dr. Lane's house. It's very confusing.
Did you say I'll take you back pleasantly or presently?
Presently.
Oh, I heard pleasantly. I was like, I'll take you to town pleasantly.
Well, they all need a little bit of a tension release. Everyone take a drink of your drink. I should not have said that. Okay, so Miss Minor turned and ran down the hall. She might well be frightened, Oliver commented. So are all those people out there, frightened through and through. This very minute they're whispering of black magic among themselves, and half believing it. Cone did his work well. He sat down on the edge of the narrow bed and leaned over, held the second dagger close to the one driven into the old woman's breast. Identical, he remarked. There was a noise of feet in the hall. Dr. Clane peered out. They're leaving, he said, like a stampeded cattle. Like, not like a stampeded cattle. I added the but that's not in the sentence. It's like stampeded cattle. But is that how you say, wouldn't you say stampeding cattle?
I would.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should just get a pen and cross it out. Write
the authors.
Yeah, he's probably dead.
Oh, well, we'll seance the author.
We'll seance the author.
A grammar seance.
A what seance?
Grammar
seance. Yes, I got it.
Not like graham cracker. Or like a hammer made of graham crackers. Grammar.
Everyone take a drink.
Ball peen grammar.
Ball peen grammar. The author is, hold on, Wild Ride, I'll tell you so you can tell us what his real name is. Robert Forbes is the author.
There's something on your wing. There's something on your...
Thanks, Shop Fairy. Everyone.
Do we have sponsors?
Not yet.
Patron. Expecto Patron. Expecto Patronos, my liver. Yeah.
Woo. I don't know why I keep giving her the shot glass back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Good, Wild Ride. I was hoping that you would sing the theme song again. Thank you. Okay, all right, here we are. Same blade. So the blade and then the blade in her. Stampeding cattle. I don't blame them, Oliver Dace replied. He held the point of the knife in his hand close to the blade of the twin. No question but these would sink into one easily, he muttered. They're as sharp as scalpels. Well, he had let the point of the knife touch the other blade. For an instant, as he pulled it away, it clung there with a soft but definite persistence. Don't say anything, Daisy.
Definite persistence.
Carbonation!
Oh, God.
Oliver Dace replaced the two steel blades together again. Almost like living creatures, they clung together. Well, Oliver Dace exclaimed again. There is something about those knives, the doctor said, as if there really was something living in them. Perhaps, Oliver agreed abstractedly. Perhaps there is. Dr. Clane watched with bewilderment as he took out a penknife and opened the blade. Gently, he rubbed the blade of the knife against the steel of the dagger he held. Then he rubbed the knife against the exposed portion of the blade that had killed Madame Faget. Curious, he said to himself. Dr. Clane took a nervous stride or two. Oliver, he said, I don't blame those folks for running. I almost feel like bolting myself. Though I know that, possibly through Cohn's suggestion, it is true Madame Faget killed herself, yet I feel... Well, damn it, I feel almost as if magic really had been done here tonight. Black magic. Oliver Dace glanced at him, his eyes half shrouded in thought. There are more powers in the world than we imagine, he said slowly, but, he added, putting aside the mysteries that are beyond us, there is still magic which I can understand, and it is my belief that through the use of magic, Professor Cohn killed Madame Faget. Dr. Klein made a despairing gesture. Oliver, he said.
Hold on a second. What can you show us what that despairing gesture? Oh.
No, I exaggerated it for dramatic. I exaggerated it for dramaticness. But I think it was more like a 1930s doctor that's like.
That's good.
Yeah, but I like this.
Oh, despair.
Yeah, you got it. Kat, you got it. Good job, Olive. How you doing over there, Daisy? How's your Patronus?
Expecto something.
So Oliver thinks it's magic. It's magic. Dr. Klein made a despairing gesture. Oliver, he said, don't ask me to believe that. I can't. Oliver Dace was balancing the heavy knife in his hand when it slipped from his grasp. The weapon fell into the floor, the point biting deeply into the wood beside Oliver's foot. It stood upright, quivering faintly. Oliver plucked it free. Professor Cohn was gone outside to meet the departing town folks. Hawaii. Yes, all of those things. Whatever. I don't know what's happening. I need a nap. It stood upright, quivering faintly. Oliver plucked it free. Professor Cohn has gone outside to speed the departing townsfolk, he remarked. Go and make sure he's still there. Detain him for 10 minutes, 15 if you can. I will need at least 10 minutes to myself. Also, by the way, they're still in the room with the dead body. They're just in the room with the dead body. This happens all the time in this Pulp Fiction. Is they just are in rooms with dead bodies and they just leave them there.
And they just kind of hang out and chat. Like,
yeah.
I like to imagine they think they're in the kitchen and the body's like a charcuterie board and they just all kind of hanging out.
Everyone take a drink of your drink. I mean, there's knives there.
This is the apology fairy.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. It's all pulp stories do. Dr. Klein gazed at him in bafflement before he turned. Very well, he agreed and went out. He was gone for 15 minutes. When he returned, it was only to find the room dimmed. Only a faint overhead lamp was burning. The body of Madame Faget had been straightened and laid upon the bed, and in the dim light, the body was all as brown and shriveled as an ancient mummy. You're not supposed to move evidence. You're not supposed to. If I've learned anything from Law & Order SVU, watching every episode for all 20 seasons, it's that you're not supposed to disturb the evidence. Oliver Dace was wiping his hands on a handkerchief and breathing a bit fast.
Yeah, 10 minutes alone with that body.
No. Oh, horrible. Where's Cohn? He asked. Outside on the porch, the doctor told him. He won't stay there much longer, though. Too wet. When I read this the first 2 times, I did not have any of these reactions to this. So it's really Daisy.
No.
Daisy is a motivating force. Yeah, right? Tofgog. I was going to learn to pronounce it, but then I forgot. He's outside on the porch, the doctor told him. He won't stay there much longer, though. Too wet. I drew him aside with the Chief Hoff and kept their attention with talk about coroners. The chief was anxious to go, the professor quite willing to discuss details. Oliver, the man is laughing at us all. Perhaps, Oliver suggested, we can silence his amusement. Oliver, Dr. Klein demanded, what have you done with the knife? I am working great magic with it, Oliver Dace told him earnestly. Albert, help me move Madame Faget's bed out from the wall. Klein assisted his friend to slide the narrow bed away from the papered wall until a space 3 feet wide was left. Do you suspect a trap door here? He asked. No. I think we can be sure there are no secret entrances to this room. Then I do not understand what you are doing, Dr. Klein said in bewilderment. He probably made another despairing gesture.
Oh, God.
Do you remember what Professor Cohn did just before the nurse screamed? Dr. Klein thought for a minute. He turned on the lights, he replied finally. Oliver nodded. Why did he do that? Why, to get more light. Hashtag logic.
It's just science.
It's just science. He was working magic, Oliver Dace told him. Science magic, you guys. Did you ever stop to think that turning on a light from a point far distant from it is a type of magic for which our forefathers would have burned you? Why, no, the doctor confessed. I never thought of it that way. Yet it is magic, Oliver insisted, the magic of science. More you know.
The more you drink.
Also, yes. His friend's face was stern.
A lot of faces, a lot of stern.
All evening, he said, Professor Natov-Kohn stood out in the room, controlling the forces of evil and laughing to himself. The man is brilliant, diabolically brilliant. He has raised murder to the height of a dramatic art. As you say, he knew he would be the first to be suspected if anything happened to Madame Faget. So the audience here tonight was invited for just one purpose, to witness his complete innocence, yet never to know for sure he was not guilty, never to know for sure he had not, perhaps, worked before their very eyes the black magic he was telling them about. Doctor, step out into the other room and do what? The voice of Professor Natov-Khan cut off their words like a whiplash. Like a whiplash? Like a whiplash? I guess we don't use whiplash anymore. We just call it wish. Everyone take a drink of
Oh, just take a moment. You're doing great. Take another one. Take one for you, one for the baby Jesus, one for the cat. Oh, there you go.
Daisy's an enabler.
Enabler.
Unnoticed, he had come to the door of the room. For a moment he stood there staring at Oliver Dace, his triangular face shining with a pale light from the overhead lamp. Then he stepped into the room. His eyes shot to the bed that Oliver and Dr. Klein had moved out from the wall. What have you been doing? Cohn demanded. Why did you move that bed? He took one swift step and was beside the bed. That he might still face them, he stepped into the narrow space between it and the wall. Have you been searching the knife, perhaps, for fingerprints? He sneered. I assure you there are none. The power which that knife obeys did not leave fingerprints. Oliver Dace eyed him steadily. Yet it left its mark upon the knife, he said quietly, for any man to read it, and I have read it, and now I know you killed Madame Faget. The tall man leaned swiftly over the dead woman, his long body bent like a bow. You lie, he said, the powers which I control. And then there's a page break. Everyone take a drink of your drink. Oh, I'm out of drink. Teenage boys are really weird. That's random. Random. Take a drink. Everyone take a drink of your friend. Okay, so he leaned over the bed. His next word was never spoken. There was a distant instant when terrific light flooded the room, and a crash of thunder that seemed to shake the walls stunned them. The light in the room flickered, then went out. For a space of 3 heartbeats, the room was in darkness, and in the darkness, as the thunder died away, Oliver Dace and Dr. Klein heard a strange thudding sound, followed by a little scuffle, as if a man had fallen a short distance. Then silence. When the lights came up again, they saw that Natov-Khan had fallen forward across the bed where his dead benefactress lay, and standing out from his bent back was the wooden handle of the second knife.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
So confession, I had thought that Kohn was the bad guy, so I went and drew an evil goatee on him. I'm gonna have to. I'll fix that later.
You fix it in post. Oh no, there's spirits behind me. No, they're the good kind of spirits. Chief of Police Hoff overtaken and brought back, and Dr. Klein stared in silence into the space where Oliver Dace had ripped up the floor in the second-story bedroom that had been Natov-Kohn's. Nestled between the supporting beams was an apparatus of many coils of wire about a steel one. There, Oliver Dace said, it is magic, scientific magic. That is an electromagnet. Natov-Kohn made and installed it for the sole purpose of committing murder. They followed him downstairs. In the bedroom of Madame Fage, Oliver pointed at the ceiling, directly above the normal position of the bed. Up there, he said, the electromagnet lies just a fraction of an inch above the plaster. Kohn no doubt managed to install it last month when, you told me, some repair work was done to the house. Connected through a switch in the living room, he was able to turn it on or off from there. This evening, Natov-Kohn entered this room. Having turned on the electromagnet, he reached the ceiling by means of a stepladder I found down the hall and placed the knife against it. The hard steel of the blade clung with a firm grip to the invisible bonds of magnetic attraction, held against the ceiling without visible support. Madame Faget, having weak eyes, used only dim lights. In the dimness, the knife would not have been noticed. Madame Faget slept upon her back, as many people do, and the deadly blade was over her heart. Natov-Kohn was, as soon as he knew she was in bed and alone in the room, turned that switch in the living room and shut off the electromagnet. At once the great blade fell from the ceiling. You saw, Doctor, how the blade plunged into the floor upright when I dropped it? In just that way did it dive itself into the heart of Madame Faget. After a silence, Chief Hoff spoke. But, he asked, what about Cone? What are you guys saying? Cone is dead.
They told me to put X's on the Cone's eyes. So I'm not sure if you can really see them.
You can, when you turn it like that. I couldn't
put on the glasses because these are my computer glasses. So tomorrow, when my kid asks me why his Cone has 2 X's on it,
we'll have to tell him the story.
Oh
God! But Chief Huff spoke, what about Cone? Oliver Day shook his head. I knew how Cone had killed Madame Faget, but I wished to test the apparatus without his knowledge before accusing him. I went into the living room while Dr. Klein engaged Cone's attention and turned the light switch that controlled the electromagnet. Then I got the ladder, placed the second knife against the ceiling where the magnetism held it, and replaced the ladder. That's what he was doing during that 10 minutes, so don't even think anything else. A moment later, Cone entered the room. He saw that I had moved the bed, was alarmed, and to see what I had been doing, he stepped into the narrow space between the bed and the wall. I had intended for the knife to plunge into the floor when I shut off the electromagnet. But in an instant, as Cone stood there, lightning struck somewhere near the house. Perhaps it struck the power lines, for the electricity failed for several seconds. When it failed, the electromagnet ceased to work. Releasing the second knife, it plunged downward, straight into Cone's back. And killed him, Chief Hoff said. And killed him, Oliver agreed.
I'm glad those dots were connected.
Yeah,
the chief.
Right? It's very important for the chief. Whew. I first began to understand when I accidentally touched the first blade to the second. They clung together. Magnetism. I tested both with my penknife. The blade that had killed Madame Faget was magnetized. The other was not. Hard steel placed in a field of magnetic force becomes magnetized. Then I suspected. They were silent again until presently Oliver spoke again. The magic of science, misused to an evil purpose, killed Madame Faget, he said. The same force struck down her murderer. That we know. But what we cannot know is what higher force induced Natsov Cone to step into that small space and bow his back just at the instant a stroke of lightning made the power fail, so that he might receive death from his own contrivance. The end.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, that was the end.
You know, the Insane Clown Posse would not have understood this story.
Why not?
Because they had this whole song about miracles, and one of them was magnets, and how do they work?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You've been done. They were like, what?
So, it's such a weird, I like it, but also it's so weird that, it happens. There's no clues. There's no clues to that being the way that Cone murdered her. You can be like, it had to have been Cone, but you wouldn't be able to figure it out at all because you didn't know those knives were magnetized, or the electromagnets, this big reveal, but you wouldn't be able to figure it out in advance. Everyone take a drink of your drink. You guys got any questions? You got any questions for Daisy?
Yeah.
Daisy? Yeah. Daisy will answer a question for you. Fun Josie, right? Yep. Tafka, so many questions. I don't have another one. Also, I will pass out from all of the drinking because of Daisy. In a good way, though. The cat's name is Olive. Just read the phone book. I don't think we have. Do you have phone books?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. You don't have. No, that's the story for today, y'all. That's it. Now, don't forget. Let Daisy do a recap. Daisy, you want to do a recap of that one?
Sure. Okay.
You're over here. So, I was looking over here.
That's right, because it's mirrored.
Yeah. Do you want to sit in the chair?
No, I don't know in the chair. Yeah. Okay. So, problematic language choices, 30s, bad professor guy kills an old lady with magnets.
Yep.
That's about it.
Everyone take a drink of your drink.
Drink your drink, everybody. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got it. Knife, nurse, dead body. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Check.
Yeah. Good job, everybody. It's a mirror.
I know, it's weird. I point the directions and then I don't know which directions.
Oh yeah, so this is just the liquor annex, as in the liquors that I don't go to regularly, or the backup liquors. It's speaking of problematic, my liquor annex might be a little problematic.
Daisy's fully stocked.
Yeah.
Not stacked.
Oh.
Stocked. Tafka wants a song, Daisy.
Wait, where's the, here, we'll scroll up. You want a song?
Tafka said he wants a song.
Bon Josie's got the song. Everybody scroll up, find the Bon Josie song. You can find it.
You can find, I missed that.
Son of a, where is,
I have no idea.
I think I scrolled too fast, if you know what I mean. I was alone with a dead body for 10 minutes and drank your booze away. Doubles for another day. Let the whiskey stay. Down and grab a shot. Pour your cares away. Drink all early in the day. The shot fairy is cray. We'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
Oh, you think it was Wild Ride that has the thing? Bon Josie, Daisy got you drunk. All of your drinkingness is Bon Jovi is, I don't know who's here. Who are you? Daisy? Okay. Daisy. You want to hear me sing the Shot Fairy song to Daisy?
That's just getting weird.
That's weird.
I'll pay extra for that.
Yeah.
You want a photo with my feet?
I can't.
What?
I don't know. I'm very confused. Okay. Well, Daisy, if you guys don't know, I think almost all of you know Daisy O'Danny. And Daisy O'Danny, Daisy O'Danny is an amazing performer. And she's has had multiple shows at the Maryland Renaissance Festival. Her latest one is the O'Danny House Party. It's a music act. And she also has the O'Danny Girls. So she sings musics and she plays guitars. I don't have G-Swag yet. I can't say G-Swag. I don't have Gwendolyn merch yet. I'm working on it. That is all in process. Wait till next month.
Oh, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I notice a lot of times when people are writing stuff, I'm seeing asterisks.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like, are you guys typing asterisks or is Twitch editing you? I am.
Like when In a Fantasy said spits drink out?
Yeah, but there was like earlier where I could have sworn that like maybe Wild Ride got edited or not.
He probably didn't because I usually get a notification.
There you go. Twitch is editing. Yeah.
Oh, Twitch is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, yeah.
Oh, but we can have fun with spelling.
Yes.
Nice.
Also, you can say Gypsy Hooker.
Oh, okay.
Because someone was like, I don't think someone said it. Bon Josie said it. And then someone else was like, oh no, Twitch was like, oh, questionable. And I was like, you can do it. And so now everyone can say Gypsy Hooker.
Oh.
Bon Josie mentioned the You'll Be Masked song that Daisy wrote. And it is off of the You'll Be Back song from Hamilton. And it's amazing. And go check out Daisy's YouTube channel, youtube.com/ODannyGirls, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. And you can listen to it there unless Daisy wants to sing it now, but also no pressure.
I don't have that.
Yeah, she doesn't know where her strings are.
Yeah, honestly, I write those and then know them for 5 minutes and then record them.
Yeah, but it's awesome. So go check that out. Also, yes, Daisy's O'Danny's Girls blow me away too.
Take my breath away.
So and you can get their CDs online. Can you get O'Danny's CDs online?
Yeah, we actually all the old stuff is gone. I'm thinking I have a solo album I recorded while I was pregnant. That's always smart. That I might be able to get up on Basecamp because I have like all the digital tracks.
Okay, so make sure you go to Facebook and you friend Daisy O'Danny and
hard.
And you like the O'Danny House Party and you like the O'Danny Girls so that you know when her solo album potentially gets up on Facebook and her YouTube channel. Go there too also. And also, she has a Ko-fi, you guys. She has a coffee. So you can tip her dollars and, like, buy her ciders or more alcohol or coffee because she'll drink all that stuff.
All the liquids.
And it's Ko-fi.com/something.
Probably Daisy O'Danny.
Probably Daisy O'Danny. And so do that.
Oh, wait, hold on. This is Daisy once made me dance at House Party, the morning show, after morning of intense pre-gaming in the lot. Okay, so that happened. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hi, bye. So, what is it, Hawaii Lander?
I just call him Hawaii.
Yeah, you're right. So, Hawaii, did you lose a shoe when we danced? Oh, the cat. Wait. Yes. Yes, tell us more. Did you? Because the delay's going to be good.
You know, we gotta wait. He's probably laughing really hard at remembering it.
The cat has forgotten that she was fed. She's fine.
Oh no, Hawaii said he kept all his clothing.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because there's one person that I was like, oh, I almost broke him.
Almost.
I
know. We want you to be shoe dancing with us too in a fantasy. You gotta come to Maryland next year.
Yeah.
Cat. Whoop. That was awkward transition.
That's my stripper name.
Put my finger on the thinger.
Okay, so in a fantasy, it looks like Fred. I want to lose a shoe dance with you, but it got edited. Or did they not? See the asterisk?
What? There's no asterisk on mine.
Oh, there's on mine. Oh wait. Okay, so yours doesn't edit, but mine does.
Oh, weird.
Oh, it knows I'm sensitive. Oh.
No, yeah, it says
thanks,
lose.
everybody. I'll learn the technology.
L-O-S-E. That's weird.
Oh, the belly dancing belt. Yeah, sorry about that, Wild Ride. That was good, though.
She's not really sorry.
No.
Yeah, Daisy is awesome. She's also got a bunch of other videos on YouTube's and Facebooks that you can watch of her singing fun stuff. Oh, there's Daisy's Ko-fi. Thanks, Moon, for that.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
How do I say the duck?
I say tax-at duck.
Tax-at duck. Hit the gear and change your settings. That's going to be my motto for life. Hit the gear, change your settings.
I wish we could hit the gear on 2020.
Yeah.
Everyone take a drink for me bringing the mood down.
Oh, there's the gear.
You find it?
I did.
Good job.
Oh, yeah. High defensive language was on.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. No. Sexually explicit? Yeah. Profane? Yeah. Discrimination? No, thank you. Oh, I don't know how I feel about hostility.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know how she feels about hostility. Oh, yeah, Bon Josie, go for it. Yeah, now is the time for you guys to share all your stuff. I give you permission. Bon Josie, you can invite people to your birthday party in Zoom. Level Up with Louie, you can share Little Empire and Level Up with Louie and stuff. Oh, I just got censored. Dragonfly just got censored in mine.
Oh.
Daisy's stuff is all there. My stuff is below. Be friends with friends and stuff, and subscribe to stuff. Like if you subscribe Daisy, go follow Daisy's Twitch channel, because the more, if you get a certain number of people that subscribe to you, and then you stream a certain amount of time, then you can start making money on Twitch. You can become an affiliate. That's always good. Okay. All right. Bon Josie's got her birthday party on Saturday.
Nice.
A week from yesterday.
What time?
That's a good question. Passcode is birthday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, actually, even what time? Like what, in what time zone?
Oh, what time zone? Bon Josie is in Dallas, so she is an hour behind the time zone. Hour behind East Coast.
The time zone.
I know the time zone. I didn't finish. Oh, Dragonfly, that's very nice of you to type this asterisks on purpose. Asterisks. It's not asterisk or asterisk.
I'm surprised it doesn't say asterisk.
Zoom birthday party, Saturday, a week from yesterday with Bon Josie. Bon Josie, can you send that via Facebook message? Yeah, I don't know if you guys are friends. I know I will go on Facebook and do a group chat. Oh, unless you're friends already. Let me know if you want me to do a group chat that Bon Josie can post that. She's not doing Facebook a lot. You could whisper it to him.
That's right.
Here on this. Whisper through the Twitch.
Careless whispers through the Twitch.
Whisper in his ear. No. Aw, rude.
Rude.
He didn't know you like I know you. Oh yeah, happy early birthday. Everyone take a drink for Bon Josie's upcoming birthday. Okay. Oh, fun. In a fantasy, that'll be fun. I hope you have a great time.
Hope there's no magnets.
Hope there's no magnets. Electro or non-electro.
I like that Bon Josie's giving us the updates.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Bon Josie. Not rude anymore. Yeah. So, oh yeah. Daisy and I are almost twinsies, kind of. Ish. Please hold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Up these way.
Oh, nope. That's not how that works at all.
Oh, you have and she has a rainbow tail.
I have a rainbow tail.
Why, you too can look this amazing, courtesy of giant grocery stores. $10.
Do you have a tail?
Oh, turn around. Wait, okay. I have my tail? I have a tail? Maybe I have a scale.
You have a scale.
Oh, I have a scale, but no tail.
You have a scale, but that's weird.
This is quality content, everybody.
But you have textured.
I do. I have
Her
texture.
skin is scaly.
What happens as you get old? It gets
That's
textured.
true. You gotta use more microwaves and microwave
I gotta
and.
walk on my knees more often.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, everybody.
Just behind me all the time.
Shot Fairy.
Shot Fairy. No, Hawaii, no, inappropriate.
Yeah, what?
This is it's very soft. All right. Yes. Oh, yeah. Thanks. This is Junk. I mentioned this renfest.org the other day, or on a previous stream. Renfest.org is This is Junk's new website, and it is a really easily searchable directory of artisans and entertainers, so that you can be like, I'm looking for a music act. And then you can go entertainers and then click on music act and see all of these music acts. It's not specific to any one fair. It has a lot of people. If you know entertainers or artisans that are on there, they can email the festival site. And then you can be on there. I'm on there. It makes me feel special. Oh, also I have the Renaissance Stream Guide Facebook page, which is like a TV guide directory of live streams. Every day, and the Renaissance Stream Guide is on renfest.org as a blog post, and that is pretty cool because Renaissance Stream Guide is now famous. All right, is that all? I think that's all. I don't even know how to answer that. Oh yeah. Also, Eritos is an amazing photographer, and he has Lesney Photography. He goes to a bunch of different fairs and takes really fantastic pictures, so go check out his page as well. Yeah.
Now I know who these people are.
Yeah. So yeah. So go check out him. And go look at his pretty pictures of awesome people. Yeah, Bon Josie, you'll have to check. I think that This Is Junk is populating the information on renfest.org by fair, maybe. So I don't know if he's gotten to Scarborough, but you can have the person in charge of your dance group get in touch with him to send him all the information. Thanks, this is John. Cool. Yes, and now Eratos, you can, and Eratos' Instagram is over right about there. I'm always pointing to the wrong angle. Ah, now it's up there. Or Andrew Lesney on Facebook. In a Fantasy, thanks. Thanks for being here. I don't know what's happening for the rest of the week yet, so keep an eye on my Facebook page because I will not update my Twitch schedule because I always forget. So do that. Don't forget to click on all the click things. Go find Daisy on Facebook. Click on my click things. All of you guys have been here before, or all of the ones talking have been here before. There's a lot of people in this chat room. I really appreciate it. So go like my pages and all that stuff. Have a great rest of your night. Don't forget, you can throw $1 or $2 to unemployed performers, Daisy or myself, on Coffee or PayPal. Coffee. And I'll see you guys later.
Bye, everybody.